Hi, science students. Hope you're doing well today. So today's lesson is going to be all about plant and animal cells. You get to start learning about the specific types of cells today. Let's take a look at this week. On February 28th, the very last day of the month, you will be comparing these cells. Then on March 1st, you'll start learning about microorganisms. There's no science lesson on March 2nd, but this is a good time to work on those galaxy stars. You may have seen on your galaxy star page that science has begun. So there's galaxy stars for second semester in science now, as well as the math ones. And then finally, on March 3rd, you'll start learning about harmful microorganisms, and then we'll talk about beneficial microorganisms, and that will kind of be it for this unit. So that's kind of where we're headed. There are a couple things that we're going to talk about today. The first thing is magnifying. So you guys know this means taking something small and making it larger, right? Very small objects or parts of objects can be seen by magnifying, okay? It makes them appear larger. Magnification can also make it easier to see the very, very small, teeny tiny details that are on different types of objects. The two main types of magnification that we learn about in fifth grade are microscopes, which I have a really cool microscope website I'm going to share with you guys on the intro page, and we're going to talk about it in this lesson too. And then hand lenses, the most basic kind you think about when you're trying to find clues or a detective or something, a magnifying hand lens, okay? Both of these can be used to see smaller objects that are not able to be seen without magnification. So one of the things that we can see with these different types of magnification are cells. Cells are the smallest unit of life and make up living things, okay? So not to be confused with atoms. Atoms are the smallest little building blocks of matter. Cells are the smallest living unit in things. Cell structures perform a lot of functions for each cell. They make energy, they cause the living thing to grow. They cause the living thing to repair. For example, when you scratch your arm or get a bruise or something like that, it's the cells that heal it and repair it for you. And also getting rid of waste. Cells can look different and perform different roles in the organism or living thing. So we're going to talk about animal cells and plant cells. Let's start with animal cells. The three main parts that you need to know for the cells in fifth grade for animals are the nucleus. The nucleus is that big blue ball in the middle that you see there. We can think of that as the brain of the cell. It sends messages out to all the other parts of the cell. It contains all the information. It's kind of like the instruction manual, if you will, of the cell. And then we have that green, gooey, thick liquid that you see all inside the cell. That's called cytoplasm. It is kind of the thick liquid that fills the cell, gives it its shape, and holds the other parts in place. And then finally, the third part that you need to know about an animal cell is the cell membrane. I like to think of that as like the skin of the cell, right? It's the outer layer of the cell that surrounds it. It's not very hard, it's kind of soft. And we call that the cell membrane. Now, you'll notice in your lesson in Connexus today that there are lots of other parts of an animal cell. That's true. There are mitochondria, there are vacuoles, there's lots of different parts, but the only three that you have to know in fifth grade, the others you'll learn in middle school, are nucleus, cytoplasm, and cell membrane. So that is an animal cell. Next, we have a plant cell. You'll notice it's more of like a rectangular shape. It has three of the same things that the animal cell has. It has the nucleus. It has that green gooey liquid on the inside, the cytoplasm, and it has the cell membrane. You'll notice the cell membrane in a plant cell is not the outermost layer. It's still the skin that kind of goes around or around the outside of the plant cell, but you can think of another part of the plant cell, a cell wall, as like the armor that you put on your skin to protect it and keep it strong and sturdy. So the cell wall is the outermost layer of a plant cell, and it is strong, provides structure, support, because plants don't have bones like we do, so their outer layer kind of keeps them together and holds them in place. So, the last thing you need to know about a plant cell is the chloroplast. You see those green ovals inside there? This plant cell is showing 3 of them. Those are where photosynthesis takes place. Now, you remember photosynthesis is how plants use energy to make their own from the sun to make their own food, right? So, all that takes place in the chloroplasts. You can think of them like the kitchen, where the food is made, right? So, we've got the nucleus, cytoplasm, and cell membrane, both in plants and animals. And then we have cell wall and chloroplast in plants. Also, in your Connexus lesson, you'll see other types of parts or structures inside a plant cell, but these are the only 5 that you have to know for 5th grade. Okay? So finally, I told you guys I had a really cool microscope website that I wanted to show you. I'll put this link on the introduction page for this lesson, but I want to just kind of show you how it works. So you see right down here where it says explore. So I'm going to click explore on the bottom. All right, and then over here where the question mark is, that's where all the slides are. So I'm going to click that. All right, so there's lots of different slides you can look at. There's sample slides, plant slides, animal slides, bacteria slides, slides from humans. First, I'm going to look at the plant side, or plant slide, and I want to look at a plant cell because we learned about those today. So I've got it on there. Okay, so right now, doesn't look like very much, does it? It's only at 4 times the magnification. So I'm going to move it up to 10. I clicked on 10x, so that makes it zoom in even more. I'm going to do a little bit of focusing down here at the bottom. I fine focus. Ooh, look. Now we're starting to see, and the coarse focus. We can also add some more light to it to make it a little brighter. I think I want to zoom in one more time to 40x. Yeah, there we go. So now you can see that there is, you can see the cells. You can see the actual pieces, the actual rectangles of each of the cells in this plant. You can also see those round circles in there. Those are the nucleus, or nuclei is how you say it, plural. So that's kind of cool. You can kind of look at the different cells. You can zoom in a little bit more if you want to, but it makes you put oil on it. So there, that's it zoomed all the way in. And you got to be real careful because watch this. If you do coarse focus too much, oh, I broke the slide. Because in a real microscope, you can't do that, or it breaks the slide. So it kind of teaches you a little about how to use microscopes too. All right, so we can remove that slide. It makes us clean it from where we put the oil on it. And then we can pick another slide. So like in animals, there's spiders, spider legs. There's whitefish, different parts of whitefish. What else do we got here? Let's see, the bacteria. There's different types of bacteria that you can look at. Let's see what the human one has. You can look at drops of blood. Wow. Bone pieces, cartilage. Lots of different things in there. So just have fun exploring with that and seeing all the things that you can see with the microscope. And I hope you do well and enjoy your lesson today. Bye, guys.